Brutally Honest with Jasmine brand. I'm super excited today because I have with me entrepreneur, TV personality, social media influencer, and mama, Jayda. And mama. Thanks for coming. I'm really excited to talk to you. I'm kind of fascinated with your business kind of journey. So I kind of really wanted to focus on that and kind of start there. At what point did you know you wanted to be an entrepreneur?
I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur when I was working a regular job, and I used to like to change the color of my hair. And one day I went to work and they said, you cannot come back with that
What
blue
color
hair.
was it?
It was blue.
Okay.
You cannot come back with that blue hair. And at that moment, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start my own business, and I made it work for myself.
What kind of job did you have when you were?
I was a hostess, so I was
at a restaurant,
a popular restaurant in Savannah. I mean, the restaurant is like where everybody goes when you go to Savannah. And I was one of the youngest employees that they had working there. So I just was ready to go.
You was over it?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I read that your first business was selling T-shirts?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about that.
So my name on Instagram at the time, when I was 16, used to be Amor Jayda. Mm-hmm. And Amor means love in Spanish. So I just took that and put my hustle. So I made a T-shirt line or a brand named Amor My Hustle. And the T-shirts sold out like crazy.
But why did it so like, were you always known for fashion? Okay, were you popular?
Yeah, I always was known for like just having cute hair, changing my hair long and short. Before frontals even existed, I would like dye my real hair. And I don't know, every morning I would go to school, I would just take pictures, and it worked for me. Like,
you would take pictures and do what and post them
on Facebook, and then once Instagram got popping, I moved over to Instagram.
How old were you when you started posting pictures or like doing like weird stuff with your hair and being creative with your clothes and stuff?
So I was always like super creative and just would try things.
Okay.
Like I was always a DIY type of girl. Like whatever I would see, I'm like, I'm gonna try it myself, and it would work for me. But I would say I really tapped into like Instagram and Facebook when I was about like 13, 14. Wow. No, that was MySpace. So I was like 15.
Okay.
Yeah, like 14, 15 is when I really like, okay, this is kind of working for me. Like I was really popular in my city. Like everybody knew Jayda.
Okay, in
Savannah, Georgia. Uh-huh. And then once I made a Facebook, that kind of like brought people in from like all over, not just my city. I was getting like a lot of likes and stuff. So they used to call me Facebook famous. It's so funny to think about now, but yeah, I was kind of always in that light.
Okay, so what made you decide to do T-shirts initially?
That was just the easiest thing. Okay. I didn't really know like manufacturers or anything to go like the actual clothing line route. So I just did the easiest thing. I had a graphic designer create me a logo, and I knew this guy that my mom used to get our T-shirts printed, because every birthday party we get like custom T-shirts, like just traditional family stuff. And I took my logo to the man that do my family T-shirts, and I was like, hey, could you put these on like 200 shirts? How much would you charge me? I was like, give me a deal, but I promise I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna pay your regular price. And he worked with me because it was like a family thing. He knew my mom, and he worked with me. And
how old were you then?
I was 16.
Okay,
like 16 years old.
What were you selling the T-shirts on?
I was selling the T-shirts I had a Shopify account. Okay. So on my website, I had a website made and everything.
Okay. What were your biggest fears in terms of that business when you first started, or did you not have fear?
Oh, I didn't have fear. I don't live in fear with anything I do. I just, if it don't work out, I learn from it and then just keep living. All
right. When did you realize that business might be for you? Once the T-shirts started popping, or?
I realized business was for me when before I even had a business, I created a Poshmark account. And Poshmark is this app where you resell clothes that you've already worn, or it don't even have to be clothes. It could be anything. And once I posted all this stuff on Poshmark, mind you, I was wearing like Forever 21, Hollister, Abercrombie. I was wearing cheap clothes. Well, not cheap, but
yeah,
clothes that like, why would
fashion.
Somebody buy this from me when they could go buy it in the store?
Right.
And I sold out. Like literally in a couple minutes, my Poshmark was completely like wiped out. And I'm like, okay, well, the fact that I can monetize, let me try to do this on my own, sell my own T-shirts. And I was so like, I was so new to business and entrepreneurship. I was about to put the T-shirts I got made on my Poshmark. And my dad was like, no, that's not the route you go. You got to get a website, because my dad, he was an entrepreneur.
Okay.
And I just did it the right way.
Okay. So you were in high school with this business, and then you graduated early, right?
Yes, I graduated high school a year early.
Okay. How did you convince your family or your parents to let you graduate early so that you could?
I wouldn't really say I had to convince my parents. They knew I was like making my own money. I started buying my own clothes. They loved it. They really stopped taking care of me at 16 for real because
Really?
I was making all this money, and they weren't the type that like, we want your money. Like, they would let me live as I please. So once I got in the 10th, 11th grade, and they offered me like, Jada, you have enough credits, because I never played about school. Like, I had my business. I knew how to balance it too. And they were like, you have enough credits. You could graduate a year early if you take this one extra class this semester. And I was like, heck yeah. Like,
Right.
I'm doing it. I can't wait to get out of school. I hated school.
You did?
Yeah. Let's just throw that out there. I
Okay.
hated school.
Okay.
I just felt like I didn't relate with the kids. And I'm calling them kids. What's wrong with me?
Right.
I'm the same age as them. I was a kid myself. But literally, I just didn't relate. Like, I was just so like, my mindset was so different in high school that it was just like, I'm ready. Like, I knew what I wanted. I knew I didn't want to go to college, and I knew what I wanted because I found out in the 9th grade that I'm able to have a business and make money on my own. What would I go to school for and waste that time, So it wasn't really a convincing thing when it came to my parents, but my grandma, she's very traditional.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
she wanted you to go to college?
She wanted me to go to college. She wanted like that perfect story.
Mm-hmm.
And I just had to like kind of tell her like, well, show her. Once I started like bringing in money and like, this is what I'm doing, she didn't have no choice but to accept it. Like, all right, shoot, go for it.
So when did you start pivoting to other things outside of the shirts?
I started pivoting once the shirts kind of like, I feel like it was just one t-shirt. And after everybody brought that one t-shirt, it's like, all right, Jada, what's next? Because I already got my t-shirt.
Wait, how much were you selling the t-shirts for?
$25.
How much did you pay for them?
I paid to get them done. Because you have to buy the t-shirts.
And then you have
to get the stuff put on them. I think max I was spending like $15 for both the t-shirt and the print.
Okay.
No, not even 15. I'm lying. I don't remember. But it wasn't
obviously
like,
you were making
my profit
money.
Was crazy.
Okay.
I remember that. Like, I know I was once they started, like, the more t-shirts I started getting, the price would get smaller.
Yeah.
So
of course.
It was just more profit and more profit.
How did you know how to price them?
I just kind of did the math. I always say I want to make more than 50% of what I put in back in profit.
That was the formula.
It was just like, I knew what I wanted, and I kind of just had a plan and made it work.
Okay. So anyway, so the t-shirts, you were like, okay, I need to do something else. So then what?
Oh yeah, so then I started my hair business because, like I said, I feel like that was the reason why a lot of people started pulling into me and started following me, because I was known for wearing like hair. Like, one day I would go to school 30 inches, next day it's cut into a bob. It's like one side pink, one side blue. Mm-hmm. Like, I was just known for doing crazy things to my hair. So I was like, let me tap into the hair business. So I started selling hair.
Mm-hmm. How was that?
That was it was crazy. The amount of money I made at that early age, like, I couldn't even believe it myself.
How old were you around the time you started doing hair, selling hair?
So I was probably like 17.
Okay.
Yeah, I was 17 because I was 16 when I did t-shirts. I did that for a couple months, and then I started easing into the hair.
Okay.
And the hair was crazy.
Crazy money,
mm-hmm. But I feel like I was so young. I didn't want help. I didn't ask for help. I felt like I had all the answers, and I would try to do everything myself. And that ended up putting me in a big situation where it's like, now I'm dealing with chargebacks, a lot of customer complaints, because the business really outgrew my hands.
That's a lot for 17.
Yes, a whole lot.
That's a lot.
And I'm doing all of this
age.
myself. So it was a lot, but that's what happens in life. You go through different experiences to know what's for you and what's not for you. And
what was the hardest part? Because I think when I started hearing about you, when I seen you, I was like, oh, who is this girl? And I was like, oh, she must sell hair. Like, mm-hmm. I was like, oh, I've been in this business for a while, so I see waves of people, right. And like, okay, who is that? What she do? Oh, yeah. She do hair or whatever. I'm like, okay, oh, she do this. Oh, that's her baby. Oh, okay, I get it. It's coming together. But I couldn't really register. And then I was like, oh, maybe. But I think I heard about you from doing hair. What was the hardest part of the whole hair? I mean, you made a lot of money, but what was it the customer service part?
The hardest part for me was the customer service and dealing with like the customer feedback, because I feel like I literally let that business outgrow my hands. Like, I didn't have a team. My mom and my sister would help me with like packing orders, but I didn't have anybody on customer service, and I was like selling crazy amount of bundles every Friday because I would restock each Friday. And it just was a lot, like, for just a 17-year-old. And I didn't have the answers, and I didn't even reach out to have anyone help me because I just thought I had it all figured out.
Of course you
And
did.
I
You were
didn't.
17.
Yeah.
All right, hold that thought. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Brutally Honest with Jasmine Brand. I'm here with Jayda. We're talking about your business hustle. I know that you work with your family, and some people are hesitant about working with their family. Why does it work for you?
It works for me because I know how to set boundaries. And at first,
that look on your face makes me feel like you do.
Yeah, I know how to set boundaries now. I know, like, when we are at work, it's strictly business. Like, we're not talking about nothing personal unless, like, we're on break or something. But I really know how to set aside the two. Like, when it's time to work, we working. But when it's time, family time, whatever, forget work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just about setting boundaries and really, like, standing firm in being a boss and a CEO and actually running, knowing that whatever you say goes, or you could go.
Okay. How'd you know it was time to hire staff?
I knew it was time to hire staff when I went through the last mistakes with my last business. And I thought I could do everything by myself. So I started figuring, like, before I even launched Wait a Minute, I had hired 7 girls that came in the warehouse and just helped me. And once I launched, that was my team.
Okay.
And they're still with me today. I just had to, like, add a couple more girls.
Okay.
But I just knew it was time because I knew what I wanted for my business, and I knew I wasn't going down that same route I did with my hair business.
Okay. What's interesting is I feel like sometimes people talk about things and they can, and in their face you can see they remember those moments, and and I feel like you can remember, like, oh, that was crazy.
It was bad.
I don't want to do that
Like,
again.
I'm never doing that again.
How many people do you have on staff right now? 7?
Right now I have like 12.
Okay.
And then when it's like Thanksgiving or Christmas, my family comes up. So you could add like another 7 people on top of that 12. Okay. So yeah, it's always a house full because it gets crazy. Like, the amount of orders that have been coming in lately is just like, what the heck?
I know you always selling out.
Yes.
That's a blessing, though.
It's a huge blessing. And then, like, I'm just upping my inventory. So that's just more orders and more orders, but we get it done.
How do you determine how to pay employees?
I determine how to pay employees just off of, like, I'm getting all these orders in. As long as y'all are making me happy, I'm willing to make y'all happy. So recently I just increased my pay. I was paying them $15, so everybody gets $20 now.
Okay.
But the girls who just start out, they are at 15, and then they'll get that raise once, they show me, like, okay, I'm proving to you I'm doing my job and it's working. I want to keep you. Okay, then I'll up their pay. But I just want everyone to walk away satisfied because I'm satisfied. And as long as I have a happy team, the business is going to keep doing what it's supposed to do.
Now, you have a warehouse. Do you have a brick and mortar, or are there any plans to?
There's no plans to have a brick and mortar. I feel like strictly online is what I'm going to do. Although a lot of my sales come from Atlanta, I probably would do really good with a store, but that's just not something I'm interested in right now.
You don't want to go to a store every day. Well, you wouldn't have to, but
I wouldn't have to, but it's still just like online, just buy it offline. And then I love doing pop-up shops. I had my first pop-up shop last year and it went really good. So that's something I want to tap more into 2023.
What's the biggest challenge with Wait a Minute?
The biggest challenge with Wait a Minute right now would be finding the right shipping company.
Okay. Really?
It is so, when I tell you we've tried every shipping company and we run into the same issues. Of course, no company is perfect. I understand that, but it's just, that is our biggest, like, issue right now.
Is it the fact that they take too long, or
it's the fact that we're doing our job, but once the packages leave our warehouse, why are so many packages getting lost? Why are so many packages getting stolen?
Yeah.
Why are so many packages not moving, coming up missing? Because then it falls back on me. Now I got to work twice because we did our job. We sent out the package.
Right.
But now it's like, now we out of inventory. Now I have to do a refund, but it's the package somewhere floating out in the world.
Right.
What the heck? That's not fair. But yeah, we're working with, we're going to try a different company. Okay. Hopefully that works for us with the new drop. Okay. Coming.
New drop. Right. How do you determine pricing for that, for your merch, for Wait a Minute, for your same thing you did with the shirt? Did you try to do 50%, or you want to make at least 50%, or how do you?
No. With the merch, I just kind of price it off of
the market.
The market, not even the market. Nah, I shop a lot. Like, I shop a lot.
You're a shopper.
I know what I like. I know what I would pay for. So I just put that on the prices. Like, I'm not trying to get over on my girls. I'm not trying to break their pockets, break the bank. I just want it to be affordable pieces so we can all look fly. And honestly, you get your money's worth. The prices are at a good price point with the quality of the clothes. Like, you're gonna love your pieces.
Okay.
But you know, it's not gonna be like I'm not gonna beat you in the head, but
right.
it's gonna be your money's worth, and that's just the main thing about it.
Okay, let's switch gears and talk about your personal life. Do you ever feel like your accomplishments are overshadowed because who you dated or who you have a child with, or do you feel like people know you for your business?
A lot of people know me for my business, but a lot of people know me only because my attachment to my child's father. But I don't let that get or interfere with what I got going on. I just keep working because honestly, one day they're gonna realize like, dang, she doing her thing. And that's all that matters to me. Like, I just gotta work harder.
Yeah. How did you and him meet? How did you and baby meet?
We met really on Instagram.
Okay.
Like when I first moved to Atlanta, everybody was talking about him and I didn't know him. My sister came to me one day and she was like, you need to talk to Lil Baby. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, who is this? I keep hearing his name. Like, he was like real. He was
how
like
did she know
super
lit. Did she know that he wanted to talk to you? Or
yeah.
Okay.
So they hadn't like been in the same circle or whatever. And I guess he was telling her like, put me on your sister, put me on your sister. And she definitely did that because she put in a great word for him. And I was like, okay, like I'm gonna see. So I ended up following him on Instagram and we just like started hanging out.
Was he popping then, or was he just like bubbling?
So he wasn't rapping.
Okay.
Then he was just like lit in a street dude, littest nigga in Atlanta. And I was like, okay, shoot.
All right.
Let me see.
So is he he wasn't a celebrity then. Is that the first celebrity you ever dated? Well, he wasn't a celebrity. But before him, did you date any celebrities?
Oh yeah, no.
Okay.
I done had like situations with different like cool with celebrities, but I've never dated or like was public with any celebrity, no.
Okay. So you met him, he wasn't really
he wasn't a celebrity. He was a street dude.
He was a street dude. Was he rapping at all?
No. Maybe he was like, okay, no, he had a song, but he wasn't like taking it. He was just playing around.
Right. Did he say to you like, I'm gonna rap, and you was like, okay, or like?
No, okay, so he was rapping because before we even like linked up and had like a real conversation and met each other in person, he DM'd me his mixtape and was like, post this for me. And I was like, boy, like who?
Oh, because you have more followers than him,
yeah,
right?
he was like, who you think? Like, I'm looking at him like, who you think you are? Just because you Lil Baby, you think I'm gonna post your mixtape, but I posted it for him. I was like, okay, cool, like I got you.
Right.
Posted it for him, and yeah, maybe like a couple weeks later, we ended up like talking.
Okay, and you talked to him while he was in jail?
No, he DM'd me.
While he was in jail?
When he DM'd me that was his first time reaching out to me when he sent me the mixtape cover recently, like within the years. But as I scrolled up, he was like DMing me a lot before, like while he was in prison. I'm like, what the heck? Like, how did you know me? And he said one of his cellmates was from Savannah and they would always talk about me. He was like, let me see, like, she gonna be my girl one day.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So he knew you because his cellmate was from Savannah. Everybody in Savannah knew you.
Everybody in Savannah know me.
That's
so I guess
funny.
They was talking about me one day. He was like, let me see. He was like, oh, okay. I'm gonna start following her.
That's hilarious. Okay. Do you find it difficult to date since Lil Baby? Like, is it hard to date now that you have dated a very known rapper?
Yeah. It's hard because a lot of these guys scared. Like I've had a situation and it was like a little situation and one of his friends reached out like, we ain't doing that.
One of Lil Baby's friends reached out? We not, oh, okay.
So it's just like, all right, like,
I guess we not doing
is this my life? Is this what I'm gonna have to deal with? But whatever.
Do you think guys are intimidated because of the money, or they're scared, or?
I think people are intimidated only because like we have a child together and it's like,
yeah,
no matter the situation, we always are cool and we don't kind of like, we don't let the negative really interfere with our personal relationship when it comes to just us being friends, because we always cool no matter what. So
okay. Do you date within the industry?
Like the rap industry?
Or just entertainment? Like,
I would never date like anybody I've ever experienced. I call it an experience. Anybody I've ever experienced.
What's an experience?
An experience is just like a situation.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't say dating, or it's just you got to experience new people to learn life. Like that's how you learn and grow as a person.
You are old soul, but go ahead.
Low key, but I call it an experience. So if I was to experience somebody else in the like someone of status, it's not gonna be a rapper. I always tell my child's father that like, you don't gotta worry about me doing, even though it's not his business. If I wanted to date a guy that was in the rap industry, just respect for myself.
Okay, gotcha. I feel like that's fair.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah. Switching gears from love life to like friendships. how do you keep your friendships? Like you and Des have a nice friendship and we watch it like I've been friends for a long time. How do you maintain that sort of thing when you are in the public spotlight and she sort of is too?
We honestly, I feel like when we were kids, 12 and she was 12, I was 13, we had an agreement. Like we always knew we wanted this life that we're living right now. And we will always say like nothing gonna come in between us. And
Is that your best friend?
my best friend. Like we've been best friends for like 13 years now, like very long. And I just feel like it's more, she's like my sister. So I wouldn't even consider her a friend. Like I don't got to worry about her doing no weird, phony, like we always on the same page no matter what. So it's never going to put a dent on our relationship, no matter how many followers each of us have. Like that shit don't matter to us.
I love that. Okay, let's take a break and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Brutally Honest with Jasmine Brand. I'm here with Jayda getting all of her business. Do you ever feel like you're in the public eye, you're a celebrity? Do you feel a pressure to keep your physical appearance up?
I wouldn't say me like looking good is solely on me. I don't care what nobody think. I'm to that point where I'm living for me. Like nobody else matters. I keep my appearance up because I feel good inside, so I like looking good.
Really?
Yeah, like it doesn't matter what, because a lot of time they don't like what I be wearing. They be mad as hell at me, and I guess what? I still be posting my pictures. I'm gonna post even more because y'all mad.
Have you always not cared? Well, yeah, because you wore crazy hair as a child, so you probably never really.
Yeah, I've always just believed in like, if I like it, it don't matter what nobody else say. But I haven't always been this strong-minded because sometimes like maybe like 3 years ago I would post something, if the comments were bad, I would like delete it. But I'm to the point now like I'm gonna post this shit again. Oh my God, I'm trying to work on my cussing. I'm gonna post it even more,
right,
to make y'all more mad, you know. So it's
okay.
It's literally fun to me now.
What's your? You're trolling them. What's your sign?
I'm a Libra.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Got it. All right.
What that mean?
You know, some of a lot of people in my life, my daughter's dad is like everyone's a Libra. Like, okay. Everybody's Libra is a lot.
So you get it.
I understand. You've been really open about the work you've had done. Can you clarify what you've had done?
So I got some injections, which is illegal. Don't do that. That's why I really don't like talking about it, because I influence a lot of younger girls, and I don't want them to feel like, oh, well, Jayda got it, I need to get it, because I know a lot of people who got these same injections and they had to get theirs removed, or they're rejecting, or they're having
your
complications.
Advice is not to do that.
So my advice is not to do it, because everybody is different. So that's why when people ask about like surgeries and stuff, I really never say like, I never tell them I didn't get anything done, but I don't like to advocate for ass shot or butt shots. Right. It's not okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm with you on that, but I feel like I've seen you go online and say, I have not had X, Y, and Z.
Oh yeah, so that's why I like to always tell them I've never had a BBL. Right. They try to make that a thing, and it's like, don't put no surgery on me that I didn't have. But I also have a breast augmentation, so I got shots. Like I've had my shots going on 6 years.
So you got them 6 years ago?
Yeah, I was 19 when I got my shots. So yeah, I kind of just like don't talk about it, only because I don't want to steer girls the wrong way. Say for instance, they go get him because Jayda got him and something happens. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something I just really don't like to be an advocate for.
Did you have any complications?
No.
Okay.
Thank God. I haven't had complications, but I still got a long life to live. So who's to say I won't ever have?
And that's the thing about it. It's like we don't know. It hasn't been around long enough to know. Yeah. What about your face? Have you done anything to your face?
No, I haven't. Well, I got my eyelids lifted.
Oh,
but
fancy.
That's real fancy. But I did that because I have like a lazy eye, low key. And I had droopy eyelids. Okay. Well, I mean, they fixed it.
I need to see before and
after.
Yeah,
they fixed it.
Okay.
But
not no more, child.
Yeah, I had droopy eyelids. So they just lifted them up. And that was like the only thing I did to my face.
Okay. Any other plans?
No.
Okay. You recently started acting and you said you really like it. What genre can you see yourself kind of thriving in?
I see myself thriving in just being roles that are similar to myself.
Like what?
For right now, because like the last movie I played in, that wasn't me, but it wasn't hard acting like I was a fighter or, you know, like rah-rah type of girl. The next movie I played in, I was a boutique owner. So that was kind of like just me really
on brand.
Very on brand. Loved it. So I definitely, 2023, my next movie role, I want to have to like really go through like acting classes with a coach and something more serious, so I can actually show like I can act.
Okay, you want to stretch.
I want to stretch it out.
Okay.
Expand.
Did you used to be a rapper?
I mean, come on.
I'm just telling you.
A long time ago. That's how me and Des actually met. We was in the same rap group.
What was the name of the rap group?
Caution.
Look at y'all. Why didn't you continue to pursue music?
Nah, rap not for. That's like I don't want to be in the music industry. That's something like I don't want to tap into. Love Des doing it because like that's something she was really passionate about. But back when I was a kid, it was just something I would do for fun. But me as a rapper now would be crazy. I like being a business owner.
Okay. I do think that you should do like every once in a while, drop a little alter ego, popping your shit.
I'm not embarrassing myself like that.
All right. All right, moving on. You did reality TV. This is the first reality TV you did. What's the biggest lesson that you learned from doing the show?
The biggest lesson I learned is if you don't got EP credits, they could do whatever they want to do.
I thought you were a producer on the show.
No, I wasn't. I didn't actually have the credits.
Okay.
But I would like tell them what I wanted to film or like how I would give them ideas.
Okay.
But as far as like having that real
creative
title,
control?
No, I didn't. So that's the only thing I would say with reality TV.
Okay. Is there anything more that you wish viewers got to see that viewers didn't see?
I wish they got to see more of like the personal side. It was so many scenes that we shot that didn't make it. And I'm like, after seeing the whole season play out or unfold, I'm like, dang, what about the time me and my mama went to the spa and we had that deep ass heart-to-heart conversation? What about the time me and my sister sat down? Like, it was like a lot of more personal situations. I feel like they focus more so on like the negative of things than the positive, but that's reality TV.
Yeah.
I can't control it. Like I said, it was an experience. I'm glad it happened the way it did.
Are you going to do another season?
I'm not going to do another season only because right now, this year, I'm really tapping into like Jayda as a brand, myself, and Wait a Minute. Like, I feel like the show is cute, but like what I'm like trying to do next is way bigger than anything I could ever imagine. So I'm just this year like focusing more on acting, the things I'm really passionate about.
Okay.
I'm not against reality TV at all though, but
would you do it again? I'm not that show, but would you do reality TV again?
Oh yeah, I would definitely do it again. Or it depends.
Under this, yeah, I'm not saying that show. I'm just saying.
No. I get what you're saying. I'm trying to think.
Would you do Real Housewives of Atlanta? You are in Atlanta. You are.
I don't. That's why I'm saying like I don't really see myself doing reality TV because if it's not like something on my own, I don't really see me doing well with other cast members only because if everybody's not always gonna be on the same page.
Yeah, ensemble maybe not be for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about motherhood. How do you manage spending time with your son while having such a big, thriving business?
I just bring him with me.
Where's he at?
Like he's at my mom's house. He's with Gigi right now. But when it comes to like the warehouse, after I pick him up from school, he already know we're going to the warehouse. Like he loves being up there. Everybody is family when it comes to me and my staff at the warehouse. So I just bring him with me a lot of the times. And I have a nanny too. So she helps out a lot. And between my nanny and my mom, it's like he got 3 moms, literally. Like everybody is super hands-on. So they help make it a lot easier. But a lot of the time I'm just able to bring him with me because I have a nanny.
Do you experience mom guilt?
No, never.
Okay.
My baby loves the ground that I walk on. And he understands. Like he really gets it. Like, okay, mommy, see you when you get back. Like he loves it. He called me, check on me, send me voice notes. Like, what you doing? So he gets it.
Oh, that's sweet. That's a little unique though. I'm not gonna lie.
Very unique. Yeah. I must say, because I talk to a lot of my other like friends who are, in this life and they do have mom guilt. They suffer from that, but I don't. I really am able to balance it to not make myself feel bad because at the end of the day, I'm doing this for my son. Like he's not gonna have to work. I think long term and really like I'm doing this for us.
Okay. Maybe I'll tell myself that.
Yes, tell yourself that. You have to. You can't have mom guilt if you're trying to better you guys' life. There's no such thing.
Okay, Jayda. I'll marinate on that because I know that's something I really struggle with. You said you suffered from postpartum for a year after your son was born. What were some of the signs?
I was depressed. I loved my baby, but like I didn't want nobody to help me. I was like I would just sit in the house. My mom like, get out that house. Like,
Yeah.
take him for a walk. Get outside. But he was a baby. He didn't know. But they do. They need
Yeah, they
those
can feel
walks.
that.
They need
Yeah.
that fresh air. They need to see the sun. And I just felt myself just not keeping up. I didn't care about my hair. My skin was breaking out. I would just sit in the house just sad. And it just was bad to the point where my friends used to have to drag me out the house. And I really don't want to keep talking about it because I'm about to get teary-eyed.
How did you get over it? Let's talk about the.
I would say I got over it just by like forcing myself back outside. Like I took my first hosting in Chicago, and I remember I was getting dressed, and I just I don't want to talk about this.
Okay.
I just started boohoo crying because I was like, I hate my body. I'm not the same. And my friends was like, just cheer me. I don't want to talk about it. Okay, let's go to the next question, please. Because crying on camera is just something I say I would never.
I didn't know it was going to be a triggering question.
Yeah, it still is triggering. So I try not to talk about postpartum.
Okay, all right. Well, then I won't tell you that I had it too. And I was like.
Yeah, I don't want to even hear about it.
Okay.
We're past that experience.
We're past that experience. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Brutally Honest with Jasmine Brand. I'm here with Jayda. Before I let you go, I'm sorry I made you cry.
Yeah, it happens.
Before I let you go, I ask every guest like general life questions that have nothing to do with anything.
Okay.
Just has to do with life. Okay, so are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Hopefully we'll see. What keeps you up at night?
What keeps me up at night? If it's not my phone, sometimes I like to put my phone down, just my thoughts. Like I just like to think and reflect at nighttime.
Okay. What's one vice you wish you could give up?
What is a vice?
A vice is something like cursing or, eating chips.
Okay, I thought that's what it meant. I just didn't want to say the wrong thing, but cursing.
Okay.
I really want to work on.
Do you want to not curse at all? Or
no, I'm really trying to get to that point where I just don't curse at all. But it's going to be hard.
Here's the thing about cursing. I'm not trying to convince you to curse, but I feel like sometimes my grandmother cursed a lot or whatever. Just
mine too.
Right. So, but she was just like, she called me Nunu. She's like, Nunu, sometimes people don't, they can't receive it unless you cussing them out. And I told her, she's like, so anyway, okay. Not that you shouldn't give that up. All right. What's the best compliment you've ever received?
When people tell me I look better in person.
What's your biggest professional regret?
My biggest professional regret? Like when I used to let the internet get to me. That's something I regret.
People used to make, or people, is it like what people like make negative comments
Yeah,
about?
like say for instance, if like I was talking about earlier, if I would wear an outfit and they're like, girl, you look a mess, I would like take the post down. What? Okay. Are you dumb? Like literally, that's how I look back at myself now. Like, you weren't okay. Like you literally weren't okay.
What is the worst job you ever had?
The only job I had, which was at the Pirate's house. I hated it. It was the worst.
Have you been back there since you?
Yeah, I just ate there recently. Me and my team were in Savannah and we stopped by and we ate there.
Okay. New life.
Yeah. It's great.
Anyway, life's great. Still good. What brings you the most joy?
My son. I could be having the worst day. I go home, my son, he gonna make me forget about everything that just happened.
Okay. Are you ever concerned about him growing up in the limelight or in the industry?
No, that's why I teach him now, like always be humble. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. Like none of this stuff matters. So he gets it. Like he's not even one of those kids where he like, if I tell Loyal, you want to wear your Crocs or these Dior shoes, he's going to pick the Crocs. Like he's not that type of kid, only because I'm not raising him to be that type of kid.
Okay. Do you want more children?
No.
Okay. Adamant about that. I know that's right.
Mm-hmm.
What's the biggest misconception about who you are?
The biggest misconception about me right now? I feel like a lot of people don't really know. Because, like, sometimes the things that are on the blogs or the posts that are made or people, like, how they would get to know me if just by, like, seeing something on Instagram, it's way more to me than just a picture. I feel like that's the biggest misconception. I really have a brain, and I be knowing what I'm talking about a lot of the times. Once you sit down and talk to me, though, it's like, okay, she ain't slow.
Yeah, no, I never thought you were slow. But I didn't think you were you couldn't be slow and have like successful businesses.
Right, But I would, okay, let's not say slow.
No, I'm not saying,
okay.
I'm just saying.
No, I hate to say slow. Okay. People think I'm
not as bright and not
as bright.
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
Okay, yeah. Not as bright. And I feel like I wouldn't, like you said, I wouldn't be this far if I was not this bright.
Yeah.
And also, like, I really know a lot of the situations they think that they know, like, y'all don't know how I handle situations behind closed doors,
Right, yeah.
And I think that's the biggest misconception. Like, I'm not just letting somebody walk all over me. I'm not just letting this person or anybody play with me. Like, I know who I am at the end of the day.
Okay. What's the craziest rumor you've heard about yourself?
The craziest rumor, so fucking many. The craziest rumor that my family won the lottery.
Oh.
And I always be like, Ma, is this something that happened before I got here? Because it was like a big rumor in Savannah, like they only be dressing like that, or their mama only got that car because they won the lottery. And it's like, what the hell? Like, no, my mom works hard. She had a boyfriend with some money. Like, ain't nobody won a lottery. If y'all call her finding a rich nigga as winning the lottery, then cool. But don't say we won a lottery, because where is the money?
That's so funny.
But no, that was like the craziest rumor. Like, that's one of those rumors. It was like, I wish. Right. Like, dang.
That's an interesting rumor.
No, it's funny.
Outside of today, when's the last time you cried?
The last time I cried on New Year's Eve. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it a happy cry, or was it like?
No, it was like a wow, this is crazy. Yeah. Yeah, like a dang, I'm really like, I'm here. I'm grateful. It was like a happy cry, but I kind of was sad too.
Okay.
Can't really explain
I know that feeling.
Yeah.
Your favorite movie of all time?
Mean Girls is my favorite movie of all time. I could watch that movie over and over again.
Okay. What lesson in life thus far took you the longest to learn?
I would say this past year, I've really been tapping into like my spirituality and like just understanding a better viewpoint of myself. So it took me to dig deep within to figure out like, why do I do the things that I do? Why do I accept the things that I accept? And just learning that inner me all over again. And I feel like that's the biggest lesson I've learned over this year, is that all the flashy stuff, like, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It matters what's within.
Okay.
And I feel like this year I have opened my eyes up to that, to where it's like, life is great for real. No matter the car, jewelry, whatever, I'm so content within myself that none of the other, everything else is just an add-on.
Okay. Added bonus.
Yeah.
Who's the last person you texted?
The last person I texted was my friend Leah. She was texting, she about to do my hair. So she was asking me, yeah. how you want me to do this wig? Because I'm about to get a wig. I haven't had a wig in a long time, but I'm having a little party tonight. So I was like, let me switch it up for the girls.
Okay, party. When's the last time you cursed someone out?
Oh my God. I always curse people out. My last time cursing somebody out was probably my team when I was on a flight on my way. Because, like, I feel like when I'm not in Atlanta, I feel like my team, they don't be as on it when I'm at the warehouse. And I shouldn't have to be at the warehouse for y'all to be on y'all stuff to make sure things are getting done. Okay. So I put all of them in a group message, and I had to say some things.
You have some things to say?
I had to get some things off my chest, but they understood. It's like that. You right. That's the only time that Grandma wasn't lying. Okay, let's just say Grandma knew what she was talking about.
What's one thing you always wanted to try, but you've been too scared to?
I want to definitely skydive. 2023. That's one of those things I'm so scared of, but I know once I do it, I'm going to feel like the man of the year. Okay. So I'm going to do it this year.
What do you want your legacy to be?
I want my legacy to just be uplifting women. Okay. Letting everybody know they could do it. You don't have to have a rich baby daddy. Mm-hmm. You could do it if you just solely believe in yourself, because that's what it's about.
Okay. If you could pick one song as the soundtrack of your life, what song would it be? You about to cry?
No. Oh my God, you think I'm just a simp? Dang, I hate that for me. I'm just gonna say the first song that's come up in my head.
Okay.
It might be so cliche, but like, it's the God in me. They think I'm so fresh. They think I'm so clean. They think I'm so sweet. It's the God in me. Because for real, that's the only reason I'm sitting here right now. That's the only reason I keep going. It's because of that. So
I love that.
That just came to my head. I was just say that song.
That's still gonna be in my head all day.
Yeah, no.
Last question. If you could ask God one question, loud or clear, and God would answer, what would you ask God?
I don't know. I try not to question God.
Okay. So no questions.
I'll ask him anything.
Just thank you.
Thank you. I'm so grateful for everything, the good, the bad, the ugly.
All of it.
Literally.
Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Yes, it was so good talking to you too.
Thank you so much for coming on. We have to do this again.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To a great interview. You did that.
I did that.
You did
Cheers
that.
to 2023.
You had me crying.
I did have you crying, not on purpose.
Crazy.
Just wait till next time.
Okay.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Brutally Honest with Jasmine Brand, and we'll see you next time.